you identified that entrepreneurs are hard on themselves. They don't take breaks. Maybe they don't work. What have you learned about people like us?
Well, one, a lot of entrepreneurs cope with bad habits, whether it's not taking time to exercise, it's eating fast food, it's drinking, or using marijuana to manage the stress. And I always think of my patients in four big circles. It's what's the biology and how do I get that right? What's the psychology? When we were growing up in the San Fernando Valley, there were no classes on how to manage your mind. Right. It was so important. And now we're living in this epidemic of young people with mental health challenges, no classes on how to manage your brain or your mind. It's insane. There's a social circle. How do you manage your relationships? And there's a spiritual circle, which most psychiatrists won't touch, but it's so clear. It's like, why are you on the planet? What is your deepest sense of meaning and purpose? And does your actions fit what your purpose is?
Is it tracking with that?
And so if we just look at some simple strategies, because I like to be really practical, in the biological circle, it's every day ask yourself, whatever you're going to do today, is this good for my brain or bad for it? Like I did an hour in the hyperbaric chamber today. And is like good for my brain or bad for it? It's totally good for my brain.
Okay.
Right. And what I've eaten today and what I've drank today is good for my brain or bad for it. It's good. And that's not about, oh, you should do this or you should do that. Because entrepreneurs don't like shoulds. It's about love. I love myself. So I'm going to put my brain in the healthiest place possible because then I'm a better leader.
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, you're sort of calling it out. I'm even embarrassed to underscore it, that I don't think of my brain as an organ. I think about, my heart and my lungs and, other liver, kidneys, I forget about up here. This seems more like a muscle.
It's the most important thing. I mean, it's the CEO of your life.
Yeah.
Right. And there's actually the front part of your brain, it's called the prefrontal cortex, is called the executive part of the brain because it runs things like goal setting and focus and forethought, judgment, impulse control, organization, planning, empathy, all the things a good CEO should be.
Kind of important.
Is the front third of your brain, which is why you should never let your children hit soccer balls with their forehead. You should not let them play contact sports where on average they get a concussion a year, like in football or hockey. Golf is good. Tennis is terrific. Table tennis is the world's best brain game.
My son runs track.
Track is awesome. Although one of my patients, and it's public knowledge, I do a show on Instagram called Scan My Brain. Alicia Newman just became the 2023 World Indoor Pole Vaulting Champion. I watch her pole vault.
Yes.
So scary.
Yeah. Please hit the mat.
For me.
Yeah.
It's that one question, though. And I remember, it's also public, I'm in Justin Bieber's docuseries Seasons because I've been his doctor. And he came into my office one day, and like many of the cool celebrities I see, they come, they don't come, they do what I say, mostly not. And about 4 years ago, he went through a really hard time. And he came into my office and he said, I think I get what you're trying to tell me. My brain is an organ like my heart is an organ. If you told me I had heart problems, I'd do everything you said.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to do what you say. And then he's gone on and has done much better. You got to love it. And it's the moment by moment functioning of your brain. So it's how your neurons, brain cells fire that determines your success. So if you're never thinking about it, or every night you're drinking a disinfectant, alcohol, and poisoning it, your decisions aren't going to be as good as if you loved your brain.